having a moment. Joy bloody Mercury retrograde, right? Mercury station direct. Woke up this morning up. I think yesterday I was up at, yeah, maybe 5. I know it was bloody early. Well, it's not as early as I'm usually up. And went to bed at 11. Got 70 star signs done. The other ones are open, and I've got one more to do, which is Virgo. So this morning in the Members Hub, we're going to be doing the star sign of Virgo. So sorry for the delay, but YILDIZ got completely Mercury fried. And then we're going on to masculine, feminine, and karmic in the Members Hub, and it's open on Monday, okay? Monday? Yeah. And then you guys will get another set. I'll just get ready to do the next one because we're restructuring. So there is going to be, I'm thinking of it, where we are going to be hosting this video, and you're going to go boo in the Members Hub. And then we're going to do a collective energy, which will be energy updates live, but the Twin Flame Live will vote on it. Maybe recorded in the Members Hub, shared in there, open by the end of each week, and then I can come live and do super chats and do energy updates as well. So we'll have a vote and we'll see how that's going. But there is going to be a lot more. Hi, Joyce. There is going to be a lot more different content. Okay, Twin Flame. You get the masculine, feminine, karmic, and the weekly updates for the collective energy, which we're doing right now. Ascension reports, star signs, and information content to do with spirituality, Twin Flame path, which is going to start this month. How you doing, Joyce? I've been thinking about you. Okay, so we have the rune cards. Now, I'll talk about some of the synchronicities that have been coming through. Initially, I was seeing the 1-405s, which is really arduous. I don't care what you say. I don't like fives. I've been through too many fives in my life, and it's change. It's making good choices, shifts in connections, shifts in which I can say definitely we are going to see that moving forward. And there are particular zodiac signs that can have communication and movement. There's definitely different things that are coming up where we're restructuring and changing. If we know we need to change certain things and feel frustrated by it, the first 2 weeks can be a little bit frustrating. I'd say more so the first week moving into the full moon in Sagittarius. And it is reminding me all the way back to when we had the North Node in Gemini and the South Node in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is to do with spiritual gurus. We've definitely seen, with the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp energy, to do with, conversations and gossip and actually looking at things towards the yin and yang. And initially back there where we were looking at it, it was to do with, us particularly needing to focus on equalities, okay? Unfortunately, with the North Node in Taurus, it does come down. It's a bit like the battle of the sexes, right? But it is to do with younger and older. It is to do with new and old ways and different viewpoints and values coming up in the mix. And so we're trying to see both sides of the fence to deeply understand so that when navigating relationships and connections, we can do it more effectively. Divine Feminines, you guys, be it your inner connection, in your twin flame partnership, or directly relating to your twin, are having a very interesting experience at the moment. And I do feel for you guys, you might have had a little bit of anxiety where something didn't feel quite normal to you and an old attachment was coming up. And, especially for those of you, if you are dating, it was an old attachment. Everything's normal, everything's fine, but maybe the demeanor of your twin was a bit different. And that is because we did have Jupiter move into the house of Aries. It is going to settle down in that domain this month, but I can say that within the yin and yang, the masculine and feminine within ourselves, as well as within them, we can become more assertive. And it doesn't have to look nasty. It can just be a little bit more direct where we're pushing our energy in a particular direction. And there can be this pushback. We do need to be careful of not burning out. I have been seeing twin flame signs everywhere. Now I'm in my union, so it's like, okay, as a channel, psychic medium, the one thing I did see prior to reunion was love hearts everywhere. And they were just bombarding me. I actually have a jar of hearts because I was just so shocked that I was all of a sudden seeing bloody love hearts everywhere. It was in my dinner, it was bay leaves and they were coming out and they were love hearts. It was flowers on a tree and they were right there in my face. I'd be going for my walk and connecting with Mother Nature. and there would be a item on the floor. I even found a plastic love heart. Okay, so it was, I have a jar of parts. So it's come back up again. Does make sense because Taurus, Mercury direct in Taurus is heart chakra. So Divine Feminine is having a heart chakra activation, head and heart chakra, Mercury. It is also, you can feel nervous. It can feel like, okay, I'm agitated. I feel a little bit burnt out. What am I going to do moving forward? The other side with masculines, they're going through the activation as well. And there's a bit of burnout going on their side. And that's because they're moving from the 12th house to the first house. So it can feel like a soul walk. And it's like, I'm here, I'm moving there, but that psychologically is holding me back. They're going to move beyond it, but it can look unique. So really have a look at the people around you that you're dealing with. This is the best way I always dealt with it, was how are you seeing it with different masculine energies in your life, embodying that energy, and how are they exhibiting it directly towards you? And then that way, if you're not with your twin, you can see how it's affecting the collective. And then you're able to navigate that with clarity. I have been seeing Dorothy, the Tin Man. I have been seeing love hearts. I've also been seeing this morning again, twin flame. There was a thing that I shared in the twin flame members group in Facebook, and it was the word twin again, you know, the 1-400. And then this morning I've got some twin flame candles which I use to balance the yin yang and the feminine. And sure enough, one of the candles was actually split in half, and when I lit it, it was like two flames burning, and I was like, oh God, what's happening? So the ruin cast that we have is in reverse. I'm going, okay, what's that about? More than likely, because as I'm recording this in Australia, it's Mercury. You can't make this up, because Mercury is going station direct. Now it's in Taurus. So the energy that you guys will be experiencing as Mercury goes station direct, that, you know, it could be where you need to think a little bit. If you have to react to a circumstance, do so. But it is about to move forward. And as it does, what we're going to find is there can be a few hurdles in the first 1 to 2 weeks. And it's not going to be every single day, but it could be things that are coming to light relating to love. There still can be a lot of gossip that is going to be coming out. This can be, we've got to understand with some of the transits in the next 2 weeks, it can be a little bit malefic, but it doesn't have to be. And what do I mean by that? If you're aware that a person at a lower frequency is going to be tense, it's like you can look at the astrology and go, wow, you know, that's looking really great, but it depends on how the person is living in their world. So the next 2 weeks, you do need to be aware of your surroundings. You do need to lock your doors. You need to not get into conflict with individuals and focus on your lane and try and keep that momentum going. If you're feeling fatigued, have 1 or 2, you know, have a moment, but get you back into it and get the things done that you need to, because as we get to the end of the month, you're going to be very tired and you can rest on that side of the fence, but you're going to want to be as organized as you can in your day-to-day life. This ruin cast is related to Mercury, and there can be almost, okay, am I misunderstanding communication? Am I getting it on the 5D? Am I getting it on the 3D? I do feel for some of you, you can be getting it on the 3D. So there's this anticipation. If we're pushing back, and I was trying to broach this the other day to do with ultimatums. Like Twin and I have been talking quite candidly, you know, to do with ultimatums. And it's really, when you look at an ultimatum, it's more, okay, this is where I'm at. This is what I can and can't do. And this is where I stand. And, you know, sometimes it can be if you are doing it because you're playing chess and you feel if you say something, it's going to let you get what you want. It doesn't always assure that. So you really need to, if you're making a decision on anything, it is very much saying, you know, not splitting yourself on 2 sides of the fence. It's this is where you are. This is what you need to do. And so it's almost like tension point. It's like that slow burn on the treadmill, and it's going, okay, I have to make a decision. And so you won't have as much attachment, and it won't be able to be manipulated on your side or their side, because it's a statement piece. It's I can do this, I can't do this. And then what they do with that is up to them. But there's no guarantee, but you can't lose your twin. But if you can't do something, stand by it, okay? Stand by it. That's a non-negotiable. I can't do that. Okay, fair enough. So this, oh God, Neptune goes station. It's in shadow, getting ready to go retrograde. What you will find is wherever you have Pisces in your chart, there is going to be a dirty little secret coming out. It may be a reveal, or could be a hidden enemy, depending on, you know, what zodiac sign you are. But what we're going to have is great reveals. People's behavior coming out, shadow energy coming up, something that was hidden coming to the forefront, which can benefit us in the long run, but we could feel a little bit disillusioned. This is one of those months you do not want to, even though I went on Facebook and I did it myself, but you don't want to go to extremes with pacifiers. This can be excess alcohol, caffeine, you know, mushrooms. You don't want to do that week, okay? Because this whole month we're going to be in Neptune going shadow retrograde, and you can have a lot of dream states. You can have a lot of psychic attacks, so you need to keep your fluid up and you need to protect the energy in your home. So this is Raven, Mushroom, I warned you. Wednesday, Air. I'm speaking cryptic. We're polite here. We're on YouTube. I'll respect the platform. Advice, communication, contemplation, inspiration, authority, tradition, blessing, verbal skills. It's in reverse. Delusions, misunderstandings, lies, intellectual stagnation. So can there be paranoia? Yes. Oh, God. I haven't even looked at the cards. I just pulled the bloody things out. Okay. The A ruin reassures us that the answer is out there and may be revealed through inspiration, wise counsel, or a treasure of traditional wisdom. To be still and listen. And I think most of you who I've been coaching, you have said to me lately that your intuition has been, and that's the air energy, right? We are in a lot of that at the minute, theoretically, from a spiritual point of view, where it's more to do with trusting your instincts and watching and listening. Aluna Ash many years ago actually mentioned that, which I've always been quite aware of, is that it's not just in what you say, but it's body language, it's demeanor, it's quite cryptic. And the better at it you get, you will notice. So if there is somebody around you that you're not particularly trusting or you're second guessing, it could be a circumstance. It's actually asking you to deeply trust that intuitive energy and gauge it. So if it is when you're dealing with your twin and you're like, okay, something's not quite making sense, I don't know what this vibe is. It could be a wound that's coming up, but it also could be a circumstance that you need to investigate a little bit more deeply. It also indicates of verbal eloquence. I don't know. Are we going to have that benefit now that Mercury's going direct? I'm going to be really careful. Advertising is a way of exploiting this power. Yeah, that came up last month. So I was mentioning that. Reverse, the power of persuasion may be used by others to undermine our better judgment. Don't allow manipulation. It's permission-based, really. Okay. To transmit or receive, and that's what I was saying. If you're going into it and you're making a statement, it's not to do with attachment. It's I can do this or I can't do this. So I do feel in our shadow, the message is, it is conditioning, guys. So if we're going into that tribal conditioning, remember, twin flames, you usually feel like you're the black sheep of the family. You do learn a lot of tools, and your twin actually accidentally does teach you a lot. And even tag aside, the people that we interact with, we do learn. Doesn't mean it's correct. Some of these things we're having to purge out. This month with the new moon in Cancer and Lilith in Cancer, we're going to be looking at that shadow energy, and we particularly could be looking at that shadow side of compartmentalization. It might be that, hey, this is the way life is. The full moon in Sagittarius is to do with religious beliefs, and it's like, what is your belief system? And I feel some of those things are coming to a head, and you're forming new beliefs to do with what tribe looks like, what you have to do for tribe. Is it to the detriment of your health? Are you caring for yourself? And we have the Tower. Now, sometimes we can physically pull this down. And generally speaking, you know, revelations, news that's coming out, sometimes what we have in our life is a Tower, or we physically pull it down so we can get the Star card and Tarot. Now I'm feeling something on a Mercury level can be coming in that's giving you additional information. Could we have people around us manipulating us, including karmics? Yes, but that's not because they're bad people, but because they don't have the tools, and that is the tool that they have developed in their life to get their way. To maybe, I know a couple of people have messaged me and said that karmics have been inboxing them and been abusing them and attacking it where it hurts. And it is, again, you know, take it almost as a compliment. Take it as that person is deeply insecure, because they wouldn't have the audacity to message you in the first place if that was so, because it's their shadow side coming out and they're actually feeling insecure and challenged by you. So just block the person, put that energy back. I wouldn't say send love and light, just don't tune into it. It's not about you. If it does hit you and it feels it's coming up, whether it's a belief system to do with the karmic or the emotion inside of your life, and it's, hey, they've chose somebody else, I'm going to be doing some videos based on the reasons why we go into connection. So that'll be coming soon. Let's see. We must take care only to transmit and receive that of which we understand and know to be true. Otherwise, we are adding to the misunderstandings and delusions that threatens to destroy the truth of notion. Well, I mentioned Amber Heard and Johnny. So if you're hearing something through the grapevine, right? Mercury retrograde, Mercury station direct, it can be gossip coming out, especially with bloody Neptune going retrograde. It's not got you, unless you hear it from the horse's mouth, please don't believe it. It could spiral you into a trigger. It may make you feel that, you know, less of yourself, but it is to do with shadow work. So just what is coming through here is be really careful where you're hearing it from, unless you know completely and you're surmising the reason why you're twinned at XYZ. Just say to yourself, unless I've looked at the 7 stages of healing, I don't completely know everything. If that came to a head and I can have that conversation, potentially I can ask those questions now. But unless I hear it from the horse's mouth, I can scan your aura and look at your body language. Maybe then I'll judge it, which, you know, you've all been there. So we're looking at something that is going to the part. There's something to do with insecurities and jealousy, and it's almost like you're reflecting back. You might have been looking at your attitude. You might have been looking at the way that you related inside of it. And I do feel divine masculine also was kind of understanding the reasons why some of you have related to the circumstances and your connection the way you did. I do feel to a degree there can be a bit of silence over here with divine masculine. I think it's very temporary. But I do feel insecurities and jealousy, and both parties are looking at this path deeply, critically, is coming up in the mix. I do feel, I'm going to pull a clarify, I kind of get that is to do with a different person. It can either be you are having those emotions coming up and you're kind of thinking, hey, I've already gone there, been there, done that. Some of you are, you know, almost forced to move forward. I feel that it's divine masculine in the mix on this occasion. You know, there might have been something going on in their family. There may have had something that some perspective. I feel their belief systems are changing. I do feel they're reflecting upon the connection previously of what actually hurt you. I'm also feeling that some of their perspectives was, especially for those that were married, it's like, oh, to death do we part, you know, we're here forever. And I think they're really questioning that at the moment. Others of you, it can be this insecurity that's coming up with them, that potentially other people are going to be interested in you and maybe they're pushing back. If they do see people in your life and you guys aren't in communication, I do feel there's an observation via social media. Who do we have in the house that has a headache? Because I'm channeling your energy. Tap your forehead. Oh, okay. This is going to be, I feel it's almost like there potentially can be a conversation in the mix. I feel the key to it is we're not going to hear the truth. How do I explain it? There is a potential of communication coming in. What my guides are showing me is you're going to need to lower your guard a little bit to listen. If you're coming into it with statement pieces and strictness and, you know, agitation, like you're being pixelated, you're going to miss the point. You're actually going to miss the vibration of the communication here, okay? So They also could be having a conversation with a group of people. They also are having a circumstance where they're trying to work out in a group energy of how to navigate this. But I do feel whoever they're getting this advice from and whatever they're dealing with, be it it's a family-related dynamic, I do think they're going to get to the root cause of an issue, and I do feel it's coming to a head. There is a circumstance of a viewpoint that I think both parties are looking at, and it's almost like some of us might be taking a critical eye on the situation and having a, how would I say it? It's almost like having a light bulb moment to do with the divine masculine. Okay, if this individual comes back and suddenly is leveled up, I do feel regardless, it's almost like we do talk in layman's terms that we have been healing ourselves and trying to recover. And I have had some very candid conversations with individuals that have gone back into their twin flame path. And the thing is, a lot of times when we have done work on ourselves and we're aware of it, when we go back into that connection and we're trying to apply it, it doesn't mean to say we don't have PTSD. And so it's almost like you're embodying two energies. On one element of things, when a trigger comes up, you might be having a spiritual tantrum. You could be feeling insecure. You could be challenged. But your psyche of the higher octane, it's almost like your two energies like a twin. And you have that spiritual conversation with yourself where you can say, okay, it's okay to be scared. It's okay to feel challenged. But I feel for some of you, you could be just where you're at the end of your tether, which makes sense because Mercury was affecting divine feminines quite a bit. That with this, it might be larger than life where you just don't believe it. The person is coming through sort of like the Emperor. So they are coming through like the Emperor. But because you haven't seen that, you're almost feeling, unless I saw that, I'd be shocked. And if I do see it, I'd probably be shocked as well. So some of you are feeling it's too good to be true when that comes. So it's like you're basically saying it's impossible. Okay. It's okay, I've been there. Okay, you guys could have some people that are coming back into your world at the minute. Even though we are going Mercury direct, I still feel it's acting like a Mercury retrograde, particularly because we're having Neptune going retrograde. So it will be in the direct motion, which means you will be able to see things in clear day. Okay, it's going to be clear as day when you see things. You will be able to scan people's aura. You'll be able to scan the reasons why they're coming in. Can it mean that you can be around toxic people? And I don't mean toxic, okay? I mean a person that maybe doesn't have the eloquence of that nav man with their psyche, and potentially in their own life, they can be lower frequency. Could you be around them? Yes, 100% if you don't enable. There are 3 individuals that are linked to your direct connection. This could be siblings. This could be a group of people. Some of you are wanting to go back to your bliss within the joint connection. But I do feel, I'm saying third party, but I feel there's 3 friends and they could be reconnecting with you. Some of these people could actually be your twins friends. It could be work colleagues, but it feels as though they're actually trying to come in towards you. There are 3 people that are sort of watching you or observing. They could be taking the mickey out of you, just ignore them. If this is just a social energy and they're wanting to actually talk to you, go with it, listen and watch. But if you feel it's not trustworthy, a circumstance, follow your instincts. Okay, I do feel for some of you, especially those of you in communication with your counterpart, you might be observing a circumstance or be aware of a circumstance that they're dealing with. The standpoint within the connection is you have really changed divine feminine, okay? They're coming through as the 10 of swords. I do feel they might have a little bit of burnout this week. I don't think it's permanent. I do feel there's a potential for conversation. You both may need to go into that circumstance of communication very cautiously. If you do feel it's stagnant, trust me, it's not going to be. This is one of those portals where things are going to move. But I do feel that it's drawing a line in the sand and a decision. That's not to say if this decision isn't made now, that it's not moving. It is moving, trust me. Okay. If you need to slow down, that's okay too, right? Okay. Irritable, divine masculine's irritable, divine feminine's coming out like the Queen of Swords. Off with their heads. That's another thing I've seen is Alice in Wonderland. And it's a new game, especially with Neptune, because Neptune is the psychedelics, it's the dream space. We had Van Gogh, which had their art festival, which was all projectors and it was 3D. We've also had, and that's the beauty of Mercury in Taurus, the North Node in Taurus, and the Pisces energy. It's all these new ways of doing things, and I feel divine feminine, you guys are going to find new ways of dealing with the circumstance. I feel some of you are really done on it, fed up of stagnation, but it's not permanent. If anything, you guys are going to be more scared when things do start moving, because they're in the first house placement, which means they're going to be handling their heart chakra and wounds a lot better. You may not be prepared for it when it does happen, and I definitely wasn't when it happened. I was quite shocked. So at the moment, divine masculine is coming through where they're needing to get grounded. They're really connecting in with their guides. They're looking at old prejudices that they had previously. They are thinking about you a lot. This is something in their life from a karmic point of view. It feels as though they need to cut things out of their life and they need to take their power back and they need to address it. I do feel for a while, maybe they were looking at one side of the fence and they were having maybe empathy for a karmic cycle. This could have been a person, place, or thing, and it also could have been a memory if they were single. And I kind of feel this is a closure point for them. So they're not just looking at their the empathy relating to this is what is to be this is what it's to be a masculine. It's okay, how is this directly impacting me? And we did see that with you know, both sides of the fence with the Johnny Depp Amber Heard. It's like both sides of the fence stress points. So divine masculine in their life are actually looking at their situation of, okay, what is going to take me to my bliss? How is this directly impacting me? You know, a lot of us at the moment, we're actually learning that these emotions are a natural way of being, and it's okay to actually say, hey, you know, did I drop the ball? Is this working for me? I can't do it. It may be that they are, you know, they were caring for an individual, they were putting another person above themselves. That doesn't mean to say it was a romantic thing. Sometimes we can observe a connection and it might be quite karmic in nature. They may be a carer for a partner, they may be caring for a situation, enabling a business partner. However that has played out, now they're tapping into that feminine, which is the emotion, the empath energy, and saying, hey, this is actually affecting me. This is affecting what I'm doing. Yeah, so they're looking at it like in the past, this was maybe not the right thing to do. But, you know, 9 times out of 10 when we get ourselves into these circumstances, we actually don't know what we're going into. But we definitely do get to a point when we make these really poor choices, get into it, empathize. Usually some of those patterns can come through in the shadow phase of what we dealt with in our childhood, a role we took on. This individual is like, why am I believing that I have to deal with this stagnation, and that's my role in society, and that's all I am? I feel they're trying to fill their cup. And in the heart of it, like they're literally, it's funny, we've got the Tower. It's a revelation to do with conditioning between you, and they're looking at ancestors and family. So it could be something really major happening in their family. Home, family, belief systems, can be ancestors transcending over. Whatever this is, it's totally moving. It's totally moving, especially with those previous eclipses. It's Scorpio. It's coming to an end. Can it be recovered? Can it be repaired? Does it want to be recovered or repaired? And then it's the Star card in the heart of it. Okay. I feel they're starting to believe in themselves that they actually can. You know, sometimes we look at our connections and we think, gosh, there's been a lot of mess between divine feminine and divine masculine. How could we actually reconcile in that situation? How could we feel safe? Well, if everything's happened, you are safe, because, you know, you won't want to do it again. You've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, and this person is having this revelation. It's like, why am I putting my happiness on hold? I've done a lot of shadow work. I've really, you know, I know that it's going to look messy. It can also be where we're ready to take that leap of faith. And I keep seeing the Fool card in Tarot. through all the star signs, you know, for the month of June. So I'm getting that this person in the area of love is wanting to make a judgment and wanting to have balance in their life, wanting to have both chemistry and balance. And, you know, their hope and their aspiration has always been to be with you. Foundation, connection. All right. What do they want? They want it all. They want to be able to have good friendships, have healthy connections, have a healthy body. I do feel some of these individuals are actually going to be looking at their health. This can be if they had habits. It's like looking at it and it's simply not working. Looking at maybe having self-confidence issues because they're run down, tired, haven't been having that self-care, putting everything else above themselves. Coming into balance, so weight, diet, health, love language, what they've been enabling individuals with. Okay, how are they looking at the karmic? Let's have a look at that. We have had the Schumann spiking, but usually you just have a higher consciousness. It's when it really spikes and dips and spikes and dips, you're just going to get really tired. Karmic, third party, please, for the masculine. Okay, they thought that they loved this situation, but you know, the first thing I heard, yeah, it drops down to a 6. They're forgiving themselves initially. Hey, you know, could they have been deeply in love? Yeah. But I feel it's a candid conversation for third parties where they're saying this could be, like I said, an ancestor that's passing over. Could it be a karmic cycle? Yes, but it doesn't mean we don't love them. Yes, of course it does. Even if they weren't the best people to us. There you go, bloody oath. Okay, so we've got love, heart chakra, Taurus. It's older generations, younger. It's changes within the family. We've got the karmic-y energy coming up, and it's like, can you love a person who makes mistakes? Well, how can, you know, it's kind of strange because in theory, the drama that happens in Twin Flame Path, you know, each time you have a heart chakra activation, which really happened to me in 2017, 18, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. The heart chakra, it's like you go to hell and back and your emotions and your heart's blowing up. It's so sad. And then you're going, oh, and then what returns is love and peace. And it's crazy how that happens. You think it's impossible. The same healing point is coming through in divine masculines. And this can be to do with passed over loved ones, connections that didn't work. Knowing what it was and wishing we didn't have to go through it, maybe wishing that circumstance in our ancestors, family, love, right, was better, and it has been a tower, but it's taken us back into that underground to actually make peace with it. And we can't actually move forward if we're protecting our heart and we're not letting people in. So I feel that there's this revelation that sometimes when we're stuck in a cycle, it's merely there because at a point maybe we liked it, at a point maybe it was where we were, but then is it that now? And I think it's this defining moment where they're realizing it's almost like in order to have their wishes, because we've got the star here, they make a wish, heart chakra, which is the highest octane location you can manifest from. It's not when we're in ego and we're resentful and angry. You'll manifest all those crappy things to happen to you because you're afraid. When you're coming from the heart and you're at peace and you're letting go, you're not controlling and you're blowing that wish out there into the ethers. You're actually operating from a place of love, and it's a decision. It's like, okay, this is the way I'm going to go. I'm going to forgive myself. I did the best I could. This is where it stands. And this is where my bliss is. And I'm allowed to be happy, and I'm allowed to actually have hopes and dreams and aspirations. And I feel they're really in their life having to make a judgment, but wanting balance. And it's funny because on the Two of Swords, it's almost like I do see the justice energy. But again, with the purple going over the eyes, I'm feeling it's very spiritual. It's almost like blind faith. But and that's the infinite ways things can go with full card and tarot. At the foundation, we have the connection, okay? We do have love, but there is a balance between, I feel for some of them, if they have been working really hard, it is because it is their style of bloody meditation. They're quite interesting. It does remind me of my father, really. We have that lineage and ancestry trait that is coming through with the masculines, which is, I am the hunter-gatherer. Emotionally, I cannot tune into my feelings. So I need to be very strong and But it doesn't mean to say that they have to go to hell and back. They actually can choose things that are healthy for themselves. And we do embody this blame where that's okay, I made my bed, I have to lie in it. And I feel that is actually going by the wayside. Now, in the karmic situation, I do feel they're having a conversation with this individual. And if this person isn't listening, it's like, look, okay, it's like Dutch courage coming up, but at the same time, it's like the universe is pushing them forward. I feel that they're having a conversation with this individual that is long overdue. And I do feel for some of them, they actually had already had this conversation. Mother, father, work colleague, internal, if it's a memory system. But it is this dialogue that is coming through of having those hard conversations, but doing it with love. Now, however that individual deals with it, which we will see in the Members Hub today, you guys will get that come Monday, Tuesday, I think it's Monday. We will see how the karmic is experiencing that, because I do feel there's a little bit of avoidance at the moment. There's denial. Feminine, you guys are like ascension. What ascension? I'm down in the dumps. I can't see it. I don't know where it's going. Looks that for some of you that can be a good thing. Eagle medicine, you know, the ruin cast is to do also with that. It's to do with, okay, I don't know where this is going. I don't know how I see it. It's probably better for you at the moment to honor your feelings and to let go of the apple cart. And when we say let go, a lot of times in the twin flame community, we feel that means quitting. And it doesn't mean quitting. Take a rest. Don't look at it as a job. Emotionally look at it like, okay, could I just bloody trust this path for a minute? And, you know, go and tell yourself a true story, which is look back at your whole path and say, anytime you've let go, you've had contact. What is that showing you? It's showing that usually when you focus more on the present and you're releasing, if you can, because it's trust, you know, it's where things move, right? It's where those things move. You've got a lot of stresses on your dolls. I'm working 120 hours a week, palliative care. I get 21 hours off. And look, with Mercury retrograde, that's why I said I'm going to start doing energy updates so we can do ascension energy, so we can be aware of these things. And Mercury is to do with schools and it's to do with hospitals and things like that. A lot of people are understaffed at the moment, and that's the beauty of astrology. We get to know these things, but just really nurture yourself, you know. And if you need to take a day, doc, take a bloody day. Take a day. Subjects to do with that will be organised through the astrology. So there are stress points. You know, it's the self-care. It's feeling really fatigued. There is going to be more routine coming in, and that's for all of us. We're going to find as we move into the next 3 weeks, there's going to be a lot of restructuring, right? I feel this conflict, and you know, you are moving away from conflict. You're moving into calmer waters. It's almost like your aura and your guides are saying, okay, let's just put you in assimilation. Let's just, you know, because it has felt like hell since April, really. And if we go back even further, let's say 2.5 years, we are coming out of that. This is going to serve a purpose. This is the divine masculine ascending, but it's the awakening of a new version of the divine feminine. But you've got to clear your heart chakra, guys, okay? Because you're saying you're cursed. You're saying it's never going to happen. That is a negative octane, but it's something that was already inside of you, okay? Because of maybe PTSD, fatigue, getting worn out. Eat the green food groups. You know, love the heart and listen to what is coming up. But don't feel it's a total true version. It's a belief system due to previous circumstances. And if it means you just need to take a minute, just really love yourself and nurture yourself. And I feel it's almost like you're in this self-discovery at the moment and saying, well, hey, what do I want to do with my life? You know, of course you want the love of the connection, which I can tell you from here, I'm saying you guys might be a bit surprised. I feel that people that are interfering with this connection, it could be some gossip that's coming in. It might be a third party getting a bit manipulative and nasty. You know, at a foundation level, you're sort of looking at it going, oh, I don't know if I should do this. Now, I do feel some of you are actually feeling the emotion that divine masculine is going through. So especially if you've already done shadow work, okay? I just told you won't hear from your divine masculines for a little bit, but I said have a pina colada, I'm telling you, because it's going to come up very quickly. They've been in the 12th house, which is I'm up in my head. I'm thinking, I'm meditating. Remember back to when you had a soul walk-in. Soul shop is where you get to a point you spiritually can't cope with your ascension. And you're like, oh, you need a moment. Now, if I came to you during that transit and said to you, do you want to go and party? You'd be going, I don't even know if I'm here right now. I'm not even in my body. This is where they're at. It's not permanent. Things are going to start moving very quickly. It's silent. When we go silent, what is it? It's the Hermit card trying to seek a deeper understanding. Now, if they were coming to you, they're not going to talk sense. They are coming towards you, and there is a potential this week as Mercury stations direct, but they're integrating. So it won't be for very long, because meanwhile, there is a large kind of trigger or an emotion coming up where divine feminine is shifting some things about. If your twin turned up right now, how great do we look? I mean, I've had some candid chats with Venus energies this week, and a lot of the Venus energies have felt very uncared for from our own hand due to our own schedule. Maybe feeling not as fit, maybe feeling not as attractive, feeling really run down. Could you imagine how romantic that conversation would be? You know, you got your hair everywhere and you're like, I love you too. I'm not pretty enough, you know. So both of yous, it's almost like it's the universe is doing you a favor, because there's a potential, like I said, I warned you up here with this. Both parties are feeling the emotions of crap going down, changes happening in family, conditioning coming up, gossip coming through, that this person is in their minds wanting to come correct. They do feel, if they do that you won't believe them anyway, so they have to work 10 times harder. That is the issue, right? Because of the past. But you're going to need to be open to the conversation, at least if you want to get it anywhere. Let's have a look what else is going on for feminine, because yours is a bit, I don't think you're going to stay that way, Giles. I really don't. I just feel at the moment where you are, you're just bloody exhausted. I am so exhausted. Oh, yeah. I've been waking up. I've been working 7 days a week, restructuring, wellness issues as well. It's been there since last year, but it's just the transits. We moved into the new year with, Venus retrograde, went into a Mercury retrograde. We had Jupiter and Pisces. Jupiter and Pisces, we call it the hippie movement, and it's very spiritual, but you kind of like a deer in the woods. What? Yeah, we were going to really be productive back then, weren't we? Okay, you guys are wondering when you are going to get your cup of love. Okay, when you're going to be able to celebrate, when this crap from the past, oh, thanks. When this situation from the past is going by the wayside, you've got it's funny because the adultery card this month has been coming up, and it does make sense. It's almost like we're asking ourselves the question, if theoretically we know from a spiritual point of view that we have to fill our cup, the airplane's going down, we know we have to put the mask on, then we can help others. But if we've had this different operation system where spiritually we've been very focused on them and we're getting very little out of it, and then we shift the energy, which is always when you get communication, you know this, don't you? You're kind of realizing that you want passion and love in life and you want fun, and that's because Jupiter's landed in the house of Aries. It's like, when am I going to heal so I can have some fun? It's pushing you to do that now. That's why it's coming up quite purgatory. But this card is like we're saying to ourselves, where is my bliss? Where am I cheating myself out of happiness? Is it cheating yourself out of money? Is it feeling you need to be a certain way? We were talking about it on Facebook last night. Going into connections, it's like connections actually generally do flow. Twin flame path is different, but it teaches us a lot to do with our conditioning, to do the emotions. When you go into it, it's almost like candy cane. You just can't get enough of it. But then the further into your ascension path you get, you can get disillusioned. You can have a lot of triggers that come up, and my left ear's just gone. But after that point, a lot of people, what they don't know is it's going to show you through your clearing out through your chakra system that you guys can have a joint connection, but you also can have a very successful life. So at the moment, I feel there's a big question. What do I want to do? And that's for the divine feminines. It's like, okay, with my emotions, how can I fill my cup? Is this crap coming back from the past, and is it going to be the same? And generally, what I will say is, you just wouldn't do it. Your intuition is going to be on the point, but don't tune into it like it's a gospel that it's always going to be, because that to you would be unattractive. Okay. Some of you are wondering why they end up with partners that are really lazy. Generally because we take on a role in our connection. And if you think back, if you were really enabling and doing a lot inside of that connection, your conditioning was from childhood that you took on that role, and you believed the only way you could earn love was to do that. That was the role we were playing, right? And then we swap that and we learn not to do that. We learn to do it in moderation, and we can go to extremes. So what they directly will attract in a previous partner is their previous demeanor, to learn what that shadow is. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you guys, if you were the giver previously, you'll attract a person that is giving you everything, and then you'll look at them like they're weird. So it's teaching us to create that balance, okay? Pretty happy right now, just trying to sort out a few things with Lex. Yeah, I think it is to do with finding the balance. And I think during Mercury retrograde, wherever we are in a yin and yang, the Venus element of things, the communication style, our schedules, we're trying to find that scale balance. But it's almost like we're having to become a new version of ourselves in tackling the circumstance. Feminines, I do feel you've raised the benchmark, right? But it's like, don't do it in a sense of raising a benchmark. You know, I remember saying years ago, I put my partner, my twin, on a pedestal up here for years. And it wasn't that that's not who he is. But I put myself down and give a non-receiver mode. I then turned it around where I shoved myself up there. And that can be where we're egotistical. It's like, well, I'll be safe up here. It's a little bit like, what's that Brad Pitt movie? And he did the zombie movie. Well, was it World War Z? I think it was. And it's like, okay, in order for me to be safe, I'm going to come up here on the wall, and then, you know, nobody can enter. Well, how from a heart-centered energy do we let people in, you know? So it's like, try to keep that balance there. Obviously, to have you raise your benchmark 100%, that's great. But it doesn't mean that we, you know, don't eliminate a way of trying something. And so, you know, if we're going to extremes, it's like, are we hiding from love? That's what's coming through. Let's pull a chakra card. It's like, be open to it. Be open to receiving. The pennies just dropped. I understand the shadow. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. We get there. We're like, oh, yeah. Why do you think in the Matrix they say you're going to take the blue pill or the red pill? It's like, you know, even to this day, I will say to myself, am I in my conditioning? Am I in my ego? It's like you have a mental conversation with yourself you got to check yourself. So sometimes when we're like, I'm a good person, or I'm this, or I'm that, it's like, well, do you believe that? Or is that a protection mechanism? It's like, you know, sometimes we do need to critique ourselves. We need to watch our style of thoughts and energy. Look, communication is going to come in for you guys, but I do feel you'll be a bit surprised. Okay, what is this? What's at the heart of it? Ooh. Why am I hearing that? Okay, what song am I hearing? Is there a Gemini in the house? It's happened again. I have a particular guide that is, Dawn's guides are very naughty. Dawn, I bloody knew you were. You go back and listen to this video. I legitimately just said, I'm hearing songs. And I went, Dawn's in the house. Dawn's guides, for those of you that don't know, she cracks me up. She's Gemini, right? Her guides, and yes, with channeled messages, you do have to be very strict with people's guides. But Dawn's guides, I let them in because they're hilarious. I don't know who her guides are, but well, I do, but I don't want to go there. We'll do that privately. But it's so funny. You were at the beach. Spiritually, I keep hearing go to the water. Not that I mean literally go to the water, but cleanse. It's a good time to cleanse this week. But guys, I honestly feel you guys are gonna, oh God. You're gonna have some liaisons, okay? Love is moving. Love is moving. But yeah, Dawn's guides always intersect, and they're quite comical. They always use songs as analogies. What's that? Okay, this could be a message for the collective. I feel this song because her guides always go, "Hey, you want to hang out? Let's talk." I passed by his house. Oh, I'll have to think of it. I can't. It's been years since you've been there. And I miss you. Yeah. Who has a synchronistic connection with their love interest in that song? And I miss you like the desert misses the rain. Good, good, good. You know, you've got to really be careful. One piece of advice, which I am going to be doing chakra videos. I'm going to be doing twin flame numbers, twin flame synchronicities. There's a difference, right? The chapel of love, so weird. Yeah. Yeah, so this person wants to create with you. You gave me that song years ago. Well, there you go, Alison. I was actually thinking about you the other day. I got your messages. I love messages from you guys when I'm not helpful at event running. Okay, let's clear the deck, and anything psychic additional I'll channel to you guys. But what I'm seeing from your cards, Divine Feminine, is, you know, you give it 3 days, 2-3 days, and I do feel for some of you, get ready already. I mean, I was pretty much picking the first few days that there is a potential for communication. You're gonna need to be very organized, guys. Okay. I do feel, especially those of you that have been feeling a deep peace towards it and you've got less angst, you're more than likely going to get communication. But that's not to say that those of you that are having tension won't get communication, but it's usually there to help you see a different thing and you can get that success with it. This person is closing a chapter over here. This person is emotionally coming to terms with things. I do feel, ironically enough, they are considering taking the connection with you to a deeper level. But it's strange because they are being very strict with themselves and they're facing a little bit of the shadow where their conditioning and beliefs to do with traditional relationships are coming up. It's like, what does a traditional relationship look like? And I feel they're purging and they're feeling like, okay, I don't resonate with that anymore. But they do want to marry you. I feel it's so funny. It's like they're kind of realizing with the right person, there's, yes, you will do a lot. Can you do everything? No. I'm all about to chop. But see, that's what was coming through in the ruin. It's like, you know, if you're not interacting with that person and they're over there doing what they're doing and they're closing a karmic cycle out, there's the chop is the emotion. It's not there's anything to do. It's state your case. This is where you stand. And if that works for you, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Healthy boundary on your side of the fence is, okay, whatever you have going on over there is your path. I'm going to tune out of that. I'm coming over here because that's not resonating with me. And when you work that out, cool. But not stating, hey, by the way, yeah, I'll leave the light on for you. You generally will, but a person can feel quite stagnated if they hear that. I missed the song. But the girl. Everything but the girl. Yeah, and I miss you. Yep. Yes, I think I've got I could make a whole podcast on songs connected to twin. It was funny because when we did Reconcile, we would listen to music and he looked at me one day and I think it was Bruno Mars, I'd catch a grenade for you. And he looked at me and he smiled and started laughing. I said, what are you laughing for? This is your song. And he goes, I know. He goes, and we weren't even together back then. And he goes, as soon as I heard that song, YILDIZ, he goes, I knew, he goes, you were the first person I thought about. And he goes, you would be the only person who would do that for me. And so believe you me, people do see the value in who you are. They know who you are. But should we have to do that for another person? That was another lesson I learned. You can't do everything. And so when we look at ultimatums and we look at the energy of where we are in a connection, we do have this belief that if we don't, you know, it's like you're on process of elimination. Okay, when I do this, they do that. And so you're learning the person, you're learning about a person, which is very, very unique to put that much investment in a person that you're learning their demeanor. I mean, there was a point where we weren't in communication. He, you know, I didn't know whether he was or wasn't in a connection, and hadn't spoken for ages, but knew where he lived. And I just all of a sudden had something pop into my head, and I thought, oh, well, I know what pizza he eats, and nobody else does, because nobody bothered to ask. They didn't care because they were self-centered. So as a joke, I paid for this pizza, which was very interesting pizza, and I delivered it to his house. And he looked out the door. He thought, I know it's her. And he still admits it to this day. I said, did you have dinner? And he goes, no. I said, yeah, because you were drinking, right? And he goes, yes, that's right. You know me. And I said, well, I hope you enjoyed your dinner. He goes, I did. He goes, I knew it was you. Stare. Twin got upset at me today. Well, you know he's Sagittarius, honey. That's where your star signs are good this month on the website. They actually cover, and yes, guys, I am late with the twin flame updates. I might even give you some extras. And that's not here on YouTube. That's the membership that I have on the website. The star signs took me ages during Mercury retrograde, and Aaron killed me. But I am going to be getting them done today and tomorrow. All the set will be there for you. And then the following month, I'm just starting the twin flame videos. Oh, not twin flame videos, twin flame star signs and twin flame subscriptions early. And I'm turning my star sign subscription on my website into videos as well. So if you want to listen to it, it can be like an audio and video. And they're separate. They cover your... What have I added this month? You have singles, couples, twin flame in your star sign on my website. You then get your career, business astrology. Then you get your wellness reports and your money. Okay. So it's not, we can't, that was the problem. It's not a star sign, but it is. It covers various areas of psychic energy, astrology, chakra and ascension. I'll give you ascension reports and between both of the subscriptions. And if you get a duo pack, there's a trial offer at the moment that is, you know, try 1 month, no contract sort of thing. And after that, it ends and you get to walk around the private members section, which is very different to the freebie one. But yes, this month coming, we're actually going to turn it into audio and video so that if you got, but it's premium. So, you know, if you're wanting it, it gives you the week by week, breaks it all down. Twin got upset at me today. Yeah, but they will, Dawn. So I did mention that in the star signs of how the energy can be going through the moons. And, you know, there's a, think back to 2020. Okay, that's where a lot of these things are kind of resurfacing. We're going to have Juno this year testing the Twin Flame Collective, and I've got a webinar that we're going to be doing on that. And we do have super chats coming up by on a Monday. I'll have to check. So it's going to be, it's hosted via my website. So to get on the list for the additional super chat, which will be hosted on a Monday, you need to go to the website booking page and you can put in your position. If you don't, then it'll be more expensive if you don't grab it there because it's an additional one. So if you want to go and grab it. Otherwise, if anyone wants a super chat now, let's go for it. And then after that, we're jumping into the members hub and we're going to do Virgo. The star signs later today will be open. And then I'll go back into the members and we're going to be doing masculine, feminine, and karmic for next week. So if you want to join us for that, come through. It's on the second level. I do have an intro video on the landing page that covers both the subscriptions I have on my website and the subscriptions we have here at YILDIZ Readings. YouTube. You're a dag. It's been very... Yeah, no. Oh, Vanessa, it's hard. Yeah, well, that's what we were talking about on Facebook to do with parenting and balance and, you know, being people that are trying to balance life during Mercury retrograde. It's been exhausting. I think everyone's been really exhausted. Bless. You're always curious. Are you starting something new, Char? Oh, tell me about it. It is tiring. It is tiring deeply. And it's like some of us can get to a point where saying, oh, you know, I'll just wait till later. You know, I'll do things later when I recover. You're not going to, guys. Get in there and do it. Take a day, but get in and do it. Because where's the whole, yeah, oh, heck, thanks, Dal. I was just told you. I get snappy with my twin, but he gets snappy with me too. We turn it into a comedy fest, so it's more, it's a, yeah. Actually, if he's too quiet, it irritates me. But you know, if he has a drink and he's a bit chatty, he can be a big stirrer. He did something the other day, and it was what the collective would deem as inappropriate, but he did it anyway, and I just thought it was bloody hilarious. Char, you know what's strange? I don't know why, Dale, but what, you know, are you working? I just get this notion you're about to start something very exciting. I think you're tired of being bored, whatever this is, but it's something new's coming in the picture. You got some great cards. Do you have a function you're going to? What's this function? Do you have a party? Your cards are good. All your cards are good. You've got some pretty funky cards here in the mix. So you've got, okay, this is what's being shown to me. Number one, yes, I do see a vacation. You're a bit, at the moment, what I'm seeing is you don't know what to do with the house. And I think it's almost like it's that rebellious energy. I'm not seeing, you know, the funky hair and the, you know, the black lipstick I was seeing in the last channel message, although that aura is there and you may have cut your hair at this point because it's still there in the ethers that you're going to do it. But I think it's like reinvesting in your soul and it feels really excited. So can I see a mini getaway? Yes, I do. There is a function or something social that you're going to go to. Maybe somebody asked you to do something, you know, a while ago and you're like, I don't know, you know, there's lots going on. It's almost like we've got, we say we've got 99 problems, but sometimes it's almost like we put these blocks in the way and then realize we need to swap life around. I do feel there's movement here, and I don't know why I'm sensing this, but I kind of feel you could have opportunities. I'll show you the cards. You got the marriage card, you got the Chariot, and you got the Knight of Wands. Now, could that be you? I don't feel you're getting angry. I feel you're getting lucky. I feel you're getting lucky. Could it be your twin? Yes, I feel it could. But I feel as you kind of move towards your having a break, doing the things that are pleasurous. I don't know why I'm kind of picking up you might even start a business. This is a possibility of starting a project, a business, a side hustle. But I just feel you're getting hanky-panky, okay? You are having the movement forward, right? But this is, I mean, your cards are bloody perfect to make me sick. I mean, wow. Now, could you be going on a holiday? And you could go somewhere 100% by these cards. It's like, okay, I'm having faith, right? I'm free. I'm free. So you're not, I am. I can have fun. Is your person on the ethers feeling a bit like, oh my gosh, this person's? Yes, when you change your energy. Once you make a decision to understand it's not a curse to be single, each side of the fence has its value, but instead of you feeling like you're the one who's being left out in the cold, you're like, I'm the one who's single, which means I won't be left out in the cold. It goes through their energy and they kind of feel it and they go into a panic. Yeah, you got some pretty things coming up here, Dal. It's your perspective. I feel your perspective is shifting. You're going into high vibe. There can be offers. This can be both with your twin and with another person. But it looks good to me. You're not going to regret it. Whatever it is, it looks really happy-go-lucky to me. I'll be happy with those cards. I'll be like, about time. Pay the ferryman. Where am I at? Who have I got next? Okay, don't forget we do have a Monday exclusive super chat. We've also got one that is going to be private. I mean, if you inbox me on the website, if you guys say to me, look, I want each of these ones to be private so no one else can see, you'll get the link via here and I'll send it to you via my website. You get to ask your question and we can have private sessions. That's okay. So we've got Carrie. Are you a bit mad, Kerry? I don't get you're mad. You're protective at the moment. There could be a person who you're a bit worried about. I don't think this is twin related. I do feel there's some people that are coming towards you that are interested and you're like, no, I don't really want it. I'm not really interested. You could be worried to do with an individual. You may be feeling as though your emotions are being a little bit down. But it's more to do with feeling a bit like flat. Do you know what I mean? Are we on, Kerry? Oh, Stella. Check. Stella, I'm coming back to you. I'll backtrack. Is it Stella next? Today came across a photo. You're being naughty girl, okay? Now, I hope that photo was on your side of the fence and not a snoopable fence. Was that a snoopable fence? I told you, no snooping woman. Let it go. Okay, I'll go back to Stella. I'm not the boss. I just can't see. And who was it? Yarn the other day, actually. She does beautiful pictures of me. I don't know why she sees me so bloody beautiful. But anyway, she has a Instagram channel and she's got a YouTube channel too. So go check her out. And she did a picture of me. And funny enough, I was saying to my partner, my twin, I was like, you know, I need glasses. Because, you know, I'm always at the computer. And Giggle and I were talking about the fact of the way we wanted it to look, and it was like that school teacher sassy, that kind of edgy, you know, I'm a nerd, but you get what I'm saying. And so she, of course, had done this picture of me with these really big glasses, which do happen to suit me. And I just thought it was so cryptic. It was funny. She had channeled me, and I was like saying I needed glasses, opened Instagram, and there was a picture that she did of me with glasses. She always makes me look better than I really do. But anyway, thank you. I love you for that. Okay, so, Kerry, you're worried about a friend, okay? Something's coming to an end. By your viewpoint, you're looking at it. It's getting you mad. It's getting you sad. Getting you confused. You're kind of battling inside yourself. Do I stay? Do I go? You need to let it go. What we see on the 3D is very temporary, okay? What we see in the 3D is very temporary. And, you know, at the moment, unfortunately for Aries, they are going through some hard emotions at the moment. That, you know, they can be getting run down. They can be feeling like no woman or man is an island. Self-esteem with Mercury going direct will hit your second house. But emotionally, it can also be a person that you're worried about that is unwell, okay, and you're concerned about it. And it can be the inner child coming out where we feel everything, you know, getting news, feeling that everything gets taken from us, abandonment words can come up. But I don't feel it's staying that way, Dale. I feel whatever these circumstances are, you know, you are waiting, okay? So you are being patient. You are open to it. But like I said 100 times before, just because we're patient doesn't mean we get the ice cream. So it's not, patience doesn't mean being perfect. Patience means acceptance, but it also means I'm choosing to do this, and I feel spiritually I have a connection. We don't always like some of the things we see or have to endure or do endure, but like the ruin cast was saying in the collective energy, what you see is not a complete representation of what is going on behind closed doors. So you're seeing it's a bit like a video thumbnail. You know, it's the same thing. It's what we choose to put out there we're seeing, but when you deeply know and you can step back, you can actually observe that painting better. So I'd say it's all in the eyes. But if you keep looking, you're going to keep finding, because the universe is actually, the twin flame journey is really interesting. And from my perspective, I find anything I was fearing, it actually manifested into the ethers. So you potentially on the ethers can be saying they're really happy and he was never happy with me. They're really happy. They're going to get married. That you've got to be so bloody careful what you tune into, because you're directly going to manifest it. And I have told you this 100 times. Stop looking, because you're feeding it like you're watering a plant so it remains. You need to do a karmic cord cutting, not your twin flame cord cutting, because you and the empath are joint in a contract for a lesson. Cut and forgive and release and say, I don't know why I chose you, but I hope you're doing a good job and I'm cutting that cord from you. But you have to be at peace when you do that. Okay. Stella! Sorry, guys. I'm trying to plow through them. So next week, I'm going to have a quick discussion today in the Members Hub, and we're going to talk about, you know, how we're doing this. I might put a post up. Hi, Stella. How you doing? Are you feeling any better? You're getting headaches, woman. That's okay, Kerry. Take care, Zell. You're worried about two things, Stella. All right. Are you multitasking again? Typical bloody Libra. All right. Libra. Okay, you're getting a vibe from your twin's path, right? Their side of the fence. You're getting a vibe that something on that side is going a bit funky. There could be this push-pull dynamic. You're actually focusing on your tribe. It can be kids and things like that. I don't know why I'm seeing career advancement for you, even though you're feeling like, oh, do I have to? Like, do I want to? There's career advancement. That can be your side of the fence or another person's, but I feel there's movement here. I do feel by the full moon in Sagittarius, you may get a very different perspective in your twin flame connection, but I do feel it's almost like I feel you and your twin flame and you and your life, the people in your life, they're almost having the slingshot forward, so it's going to look a little bit messy. It's almost like I'm seeing you moving through different rooms and looking at things, and it's like, I don't know, why are you feeling funky in the house? Are you purging a memory? Are you purging lineage, like you feel you don't resonate? It's acceptance. It's not do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing that, like, I feel this is within 2 weeks, okay? The message they're giving me is within 2 weeks, there's going to be some changes. There can be some movement in career. I do feel there can be communication from twin, and there could be things going on with kids. You're trying to meditate. You're clearing the cobwebs out, but your feeling while these things play out will change, okay? Yeah. But your career, you might look at it and go, you want me for what? I beg your pardon? Do I want to do that? You know? But yeah, you're going to feel like Alice in Wonderland watching it going, this is really interesting. Am I on mushrooms? Anyway, enjoy that, Stella. Who do we have next? So it was Stella. Hey, you Giggle. Hey. What do you want to know, Giggle? I'm hearing you shout, is it going to get better? Ah. Yeah, it's funny because whatever's going on there, Stella, it's almost like, I think so. I still see that holiday. I still see twin wanting to come on holiday. Movement. Like, I don't know how that's going to go, but I do think that's going to be very interesting. Okay. Oh, man, anything good? You're trying to keep balanced. I can tell you that. You know the funny thing? This is where, good girl, Stella. Now, for you, Giggle, you're going to, where do you have Taurus in your chart, Giggle? You need to look at it. But I do feel from the 3rd onwards, there is a potential that you are, you know, trying to get organized. I think your schedule's going to be pretty full. I do feel also there can be decisions. Yeah, decisions that are in relation to you. But I think this person's actually making decisions. You're going to try and take a balanced approach when you hear information. You're still coming up as, look, unless that person's out the picture, don't bother me. You're like, look, I've got 99 problems. If that person's there, do not buzz that. Don't ring the doorbell. This person may actually come towards you. Yeah, so there's the decision. There's the decision here. All right. You're like, don't come towards me unless this person is done and dusted. Yeah, because it's not attractive to you anymore. You're like, look, it won't work. You're kind of getting, in a way, you're thinking to yourself, well, okay, have they chosen to be there? You've got to get out of that mindset. No, it's the calm before the storm. Okay, what is the storm, please? If that was the case, the communication wouldn't be there. You know, I think as twins, we need to look at things really basically. If you have a person contacting you and they're in a connection and you're doing the writing and you're sitting there going, I empathize and understand with you, and I'm really sorry you're going through a hard time, but clearly you're not happy or you wouldn't call me. Can we be their friend? Yes, even though romantically they have an emotion for you. You're being very, you're doing the right thing, Dale. That's what's coming through. But it is actually, if you have had, which is the cards are showing, you're like, obviously they're happy. You've got to stop saying that, because if they were happy, they wouldn't be calling you. Okay, it's trying to not be the bad guy, but it is being reworked. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it isn't that it's stagnated. They're singing kumbaya, you know, toasting marshmallows on the campfire. There's a problem there. That problem's going to remain. So I do see this person, the way you're tackling it is perfect. The way you're handling it in your aura isn't, because you're telling yourself false stories. So just breathe, because this person's getting over it too. Do you get what I'm saying? So the cards aren't saying anything negative, but particularly what they are saying is, at the moment, if you're feeling run down and crappy, you're telling yourself that they're singing kumbaya, toasting marshmallows together, and it's not true. Stop it. Who's next, Giggle? Get out of your toots. Bloody Mercury direct. Poor anyone who has Virgo or Gemini or Taurus in your chart, probably are going clinically insane at the moment. We're just so glad that it's moving forward and we can make some common sense of what we had. You know, not thinking. Reminded me of the whole time the North Node was in Gemini. It was like, oh my God, Mercury for 2 years. Thanks for that, Lord. That was way too much thinking. This is where these wrinkles come from, North Node and Gemini. Huh? Getting Botox, North Node and Taurus. Maybe my sinus will be better than Ellison. Ellison was thinking about you the other day. Your vibe is getting better, Ellison, okay? Have you maybe had headaches potentially? Have you been thinking a lot? Has that individual been coming up in your head? Yes, but I feel your vibe is really good. I don't know. It's like shaking off the cobwebs. Could this cocky energy come back and you can have some, real great things happening? Yes, I do feel so. But I feel you're ready to, I feel a circumstance you've been dealing with for a while is coming to a head. Let's pull a clarifier on that. Let's get a chakra card. And I'm going to get a moon card. Alison, are you in the house? I'm not bloody surprised. Libra as well. Libra and Cancer are moving house. Who else? What other zodiac sign? Gemini, maybe? But Gemini, you just got to work out whether it is you want to move house or you're changing your routine. You also, if you guys have children that are Gemini, you might even hear that a person's having a child. Money. It's raining money for Alison. You do know that the money chakra is the same as the intimate chakra, and you do have those aspects there. You do have those aspects there. Okay. For all Libras, you guys do have good transits. You might feel like you've been dragged through a bush backwards, but I'm telling you, you've got some good bloody transits coming up. You have... Oh, that'll be bloody right, Alison. Did you put out to the ethers that you wanted it all? We need to really get a better 2IC of our guides, I tell you, because they can be real jerks to us. I don't know. Were we comedians in a past life? Because I'm just going to tell you, I've been there, and I'm actually feeling I might have cursed myself too. I'm just going to tell you, this looks like, oh Lord, you're going to have it all going on at once, and you're going to have to work out how to balance it all. Okay? Now, do you want me to explain what that could look like? And I'm crying now because I'm thinking this could happen to us as Libras. Whatever that all was, I'm seeing movement of house, physical relationship, and a baby, plus a full-time job all at once. So just be careful what you're manifesting, okay? Be bloody careful what you're manifesting, because now you're going to have to work out how to have the energy to deal with that. Have fun with that. Why do we manifest that way? See, it's because we have our intuition of what we believe would be everything. And, a baby, she's trying to lose weight. Look, Libras are going to lose weight because we're lucky enough to have Jupiter there. So we'll have a momentum and emotion. Once we do this recovery this month, you can have opportunities for that to be so. But you got your sacral chakra. So I feel you're getting physical. Trying to move around a bit. Well, you do realise baby is not weight. Baby is a bum. It's different. So be careful, okay? Be careful. I'm just saying. You got all these fives coming up. I told you, Libras hate fives. Well, I hate fives. I don't care about you guys. I had some very difficult fives. Plus, I'm North Node in Scorpio, so it was probably not fives. It was the North Node in Scorpio. Who do we have next? I hope that helps, Alison. Have fun with that one. Have fun with that one. I'd babysit, but, I'm kind of allergic. Research clue. How you doing? you can look. Like I said, my brother called the other day, and I was like, oh God, everyone's in the thick of it. Everyone's trying to juggle. I'd love to be a babysitter, but I don't even have a life. How you doing, Dub? What do you want to look at? Just where the energy's at, or a particular question? So who's joining us on the Members Hub for the star sign of Virgo and then the twin flame updates? Twin, let's have a look. Oh, they feel a bit funny. They feel a bit stressed and moody. Are you in communication with this person? Sally! How you doing, Dale? Yeah, well, thank you for telling me, because I didn't realize that in restructuring the memberships in YouTube, because they're different tier levels now. I have done a video for it, so go have a look at the different levels they've changed. You know, your lives aren't, well, your lives have been this week in the first level. Used to be the twin flame lives. I used to do 3 additional. That at the moment is star signs. So I've been live in there all yesterday. The second level is twin flames pre-released. The third level is the lives, which is going to become the twin flame lives in there weekly. And then it gets released to the public. And I'll do live energy updates that are different on the main platform. That can be energy, astrology, super chats. So if you want to become part of the live sessions, jump into the members hub to get part of it, and then you can be there ahead of the wave. Okay, so what's happening with you? Okay, your twin. Research clues. It's kind of strange. It's like this person feels anxious. I feel they're about to make a major decision. Something has, like, are they at a distance? I don't know why I get they're at a distance. They're looking at the future, but the way they're looking at it as, gosh, you know, in order to move forward, they need to make a certain decision. Okay, this seems pretty major. They do have the Fool card, which was really coming up in the collective energy, and it feels like they're trying to have the guts to communicate. I don't know what this is in relation to. Yes, they are at a distance and no communication. Yeah, it's like, now when we say at a distance, this could be like miles away, or it means they're spiritually distant. Guides talk in metaphors, so that's what I'm seeing. I do feel this person is taking a leap of faith. I do feel something sad happened in their own personal life, which they're recovering from. And that, were they married? Was this person married or something like there's something of a contract entanglement, and there's sadness to do with it. What was this person in? What was this person dealing with? Because, you know, premonitions are unique things. I love Mercury shadow. Okay, so what my guides are saying to me is this person mentally is deciding to, and I hate saying it, but look, this is what they're saying. Now, when messages come through, and this is what you have to understand, this person has, at the moment, psychologically, it'll happen psychologically first, then it happens in the 3D. But what this person's decision is they're not happy, okay? So what they're doing is accepting the fact that they know the outcome is going to be divorce, and they feel that, and first it's very personal. It's like, okay, I need to reach acceptance that I have a failed marriage. But that's where the mindset is, and it's acceptance of it, and they know they have to leave this situation behind. I feel they might take a little bit, and then I feel they're moving forward. Their intent is to be with you, but they're also following suit, and it's going to go very quickly. Okay, that's what I've got for you. But they do feel sad, so I feel they're having they're just realizing it's just not working. It's not for them. It's not working for the people involved. You know, it's just not. There you go. Yeah, so it's ending cycles, and I do feel this person's just going to take a minute, Dale. I don't think they'll take too long, but I think it's respectful to take a minute when you're gone through trauma. Even if it's you who's choosing to leave the situation, you know, you don't want to be coming up all needy and emotional and, you know, purging over a previous situation when it's more to do with guilt or regret. Oh, it's sad, frustrating, or, you know, I failed. You do get over it. You do. You forgive yourself and you move forward. I hope that helps, sweet. And then we have Rubber Chicken. Giggle, you crack me up. Dawn. Dawn, why? Okay, oh, your guides, they're doing it again. I'm going to have to send you a couple of songs, Dawn. Thanks. Starla, I appreciate your feedback. I hope so. Okay. Are you going to a party, Dawn? That's okay, research clue. Are you going to a party? You got some quirky friends. I love your friends, Dawn. You I don't know. I'm seeing a social function. I am seeing a lot of time by the water. I am seeing, yes, your guides on the other side are coming through, as you know this, but I'm hearing a song and it's yakety yak, 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 but it feels more the genre of the songs coming through. The other one was you talk too much. I can't believe what you say, but I feel it's more a joking, party, social kind of thing. I don't think your twin's impressed. I think he's a bit jealous. But it's like yakety yak, 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 yak. And I was like, what the hell is that there? But I see a group of people laughing. And I think your twin wants you to grow up. And you're like, I've been growing up. That's been the problem. I'm embodying my inner child. Okay. I'm being immature for a minute and I want to be. And I think it's by having that inner play and lightening and shaking things off. I think it's like they're like, I want to do that. You know, I think it's challenging this person. There you go. I do think it's, look, they do think it's cute. That as much as they could be going, you need to do this, you need to do that. They adore you. They think you're funny. They love your inner child. They like the fact that you're not taking things seriously. I won't be responsible. And it is you're responsible. It's not that you're not. But you're going to have to follow your instincts because why are you playing? Okay, you're playing, you're having fun. Okay, you're having fun. It could be with 3 people. It's like, you know, and they're like, you need to go, you need to clean your house, you need to do this, you need to weed your lawn. Okay, I want to go play. Keep doing it. It's working. Oh, Lord. Your guides crack me up. Okay. This person is wondering where you are, what time you're getting home. It's like they're being your puffer bear. You behaving? Dawn, you behaving? It's like you're having a revelation and you're accepting the past and you're like, look, it is where it is. And I told you how this can play out for you. I think as you're accepting and you're playing, it's actually making this person really jealous. They're like, you come back here, you know, you sit here at home, you be a nana at home. It's like, what? Retire at home and be where I can see you. Yeah, no, I'm shaking. I'm taking my hair down. I'm having fun. I'm mixing with people that vibe. Don't give him power. Make a bloody wish, Dawn. Because, you know, the thing is with the unicorn, it's our third eye. You're Mercury. You're Gemini, right? Your perspective is that a person's reaction and a response to your behavior, if they're getting projectile, is to do with them, not you. Laugh about it. Go home and laugh about it and go, they did this to me, they did that to me. They must really want to hang out with me. Do you get what I'm saying? It's almost like from an emotional point of view, yeah. We're thinking, gosh, they're hot and cold and they're snappy and they're this and that. And I think the way you need to look at it is, well, where is all this anxiety being projected at me? Are you frustrated that you can't hang out with me? You can't be in partnership with me? Do you know what I mean? So I think it's about spiritually looking at it differently. Thanks, Giggle, because I've got an awful lot to do tonight. Make a wish. It's saying this is a magical moment. And I had that premonition years ago that I did see you two in the kitchen. I do feel he's actually approaching you. Okay? So keep doing what you're doing, Dale. I do feel this month you are going to have a breakthrough. I'm telling you, I do. But I feel this breakthrough is to do with communication, but I feel he's instigating it. You know, because I've got people messaging me from Instagram now, and I'm like, you know, I'm too busy. I don't know who's messaging me, but I've got work to do. I don't have a life. This is life, okay? Who's next? Did I have anyone next? Did you research clue? Did I miss anyone, Google? I'm definitely having I haven't even had brekkie. It's 10:27 and I haven't had brekkie. How's business going? I'm telling you, no glasses. So it's reflex ion. Reflection. Can I just call you reflection? Is that correct? Reflexion, I think. Hello. What's happening, love? What do you want to know? What do you want to know? How's business going? You getting everything done? I said last night on Facebook, I said, if I get everything done with Mercury direct, I will be so bloody lucky. You're a dag, Joyce. That's okay, Dawn. Yes, I was thinking about business. I was like, hey, am I going to get everything bloody done? You know? Is everything going to get done on time? Yeah, I'm going to do it. Okay, Bob the Builder. We're going to get this done. We're going to get some balance. Just an energy update. I've been doing a lot. Yeah. Well, that's why I'm relating to you. I'm like, how you doing? Are you okay in that? Are you having a meeting? There's a meeting I'm seeing you going to. Are you needing, I don't know why I'm seeing a meeting. Okay, guys, I'm trying to channel for reflex on. Okay, so I'm seeing you in a boardroom. Is it for finances? Because I'm physically seeing this reception area. It's a very nice building. Is it your building? It feels like it's going to go good. I don't know if this is a contractor that you're going to work with. It's somebody that you're going to be giving your goods and services to. It could look like a spa. It's either, you can tell me, okay? But I'm saying reception looks very professional. This could be for a document. It can be to patent something. But the meeting, it's like could be a boardroom. What were you hoping to achieve there? It's either monetary or contractual, but it's you get what I'm saying. There's something, it feels positive. It does feel positive. Not your building. Well, okay, I want you to look at that building and I want you to understand you could have something like that. Does that make sense? Was it a nice building? Yeah, it's like you're on a mission, okay? I'm not saying that you're not having hurdles, okay? But what I am saying is these people, they're either investors, it could be for a loan, it could be you're actually going to provide a product to this person and they're promoting it. But I'm physically seeing this building. I don't know what's so glossy. So glossy. I don't know what I'm saying. It just seems very fancy, okay? You are looking at the long-term goal, and yeah, obviously I don't know why I'm saying you have a time frame. You've got a time frame with this circumstance. You're trying to pull things together. You might have had to have jumped through some hoops, which is really frustrating. But there is that potential. I think it's more to do with the fact that you're looking at the long-term goal. There could be at a point a need where you have to get some money to build it bigger. And this is future tense. This isn't the here and now. It could be, but what they're showing me is this is the big term goal. Now I'm seeing 4 individuals around you. Who are these 4 individuals in association to what you're dealing with right now? Yeah, I know. I'm seeing 4 individuals. This could be 2 people you were dealing with. It could even be a negotiation of some description. Are you having conflict with a partner? Okay, because what I'm seeing is there's a partnership here, right? There's a joint proprietary partnership, or it could be a person who's coming in to invest. It could be that they have their love interest and it's an issue, or it could be that you had somebody that was going to go in with this, they didn't, and they moved out and another person replaced that. Does that make sense? But it feels like there's a contract, and it does feel, what they're showing me is that to make sure that both parties in the mix know what is the input and output of it, like what the requirements are. Yeah, so look, I feel you're on the right track. I do feel if you both individually need to look at this separately, you should, but I do feel it's setting it up well, okay? That setup with that circumstance, like, cross your T's and dot your I's. That's all I can say. Somebody's sulking about it, but that's on them. Shit. Yeah, they might be coming in. Just make sure you cover all tracks, okay? Make sure you get those, professional contacts right. Make sure you get those, the fine print read. Neptune's going retrograde. That's it. Because I feel there could be, the problem with Neptune is sometimes in the fine print, we tend to not see it. We don't know our roles or our titles or our obligations in those circumstances. And it is to do with retirement as well. It's that net worth, it's 12th house, it's, taking it to the point where it's going to be sustainable. So during this month, especially with anything, especially because I'm seeing a professional building you're going to, what you're going to need to do is, if this other person was kind of sifted out of it and it was like maybe an investor, somebody that you were dealing with, and you're like, I don't really feel this is the way I'm going. It could have been a previous person who was in a contract with you and they've gone, like I said, and another one's replaced. If they're coming back and claiming X, Y, and Z, just have your paperwork in order, darling. I think that'll be fine. Look, I feel all these hopes in the long run are going to turn to a very good kind of business. It's just frustrating, okay? Is there anything particular you want to know? Anything particular in relation to that? I think it's doing well. It's taking its time. I do see you maybe having to do a bit of travel. This could be to a different state, it could be online, but I feel it's more 3D. I think it's more 3D. Yeah, breathe. Breathe. It's going to be worth it. It's just, it's red tape. It's going to be worth it. Is that all? I love yous and leave yous. And I'm going to take a mini break, have a fake brekkie. Ugh, I'm drinking pomegranate juice at the moment. Oh, look, it's 7 days a week, but every day we're hustling, LMAFO. I'm telling you, every day, every day. Pomegranate juice, really great for weight loss, motto. That's okay. Look after yourself. Good luck. You're going to be fine. Good luck, everyone, and stay tuned. Listen to the community. Well, listen to the community. Unless I was doing a video, you're not going to be able to listen to the community. But I put all the updates via the community tab. The problem is we only have 2 to 3 notifications a day. I will be in the Members Hub all day. If you want to come join us for the various lives, feel free. The beautiful thing for the star signs is now they're only $11. You get them before everyone else. I do have all of them in there, bar one, so they will be opened up in the next today as well as tomorrow for the ones that I've only just done. All right. Then we have the Twin Flame updates. They're going to be live in there. All the information is going to be in the community tab. The problem will be is because we only give 3 notifications a day, YouTube allows. I do give notifications via my website, and then you get every one of them. You're going to not get a ding on your bell. Yes, subscribe. Yes, click the bell, and then you'll know all the new content that's coming, because there's going to be a heck of a lot of new content and extra lives. I will give you all the updates of the changes that are happening on these platforms via the community tab, but you'll have to go back and check because you won't get the bell. Take care. Otherwise, I'll see you in the Members Hub.